Hi guys, this is Jeanette with Backroom Creations. Come on in. Tonight we're still going to play with the bunny. This will probably be my last Easter. So cute little blue bunny. Let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. I'd love to see where everybody is from. Tired of getting all the crusties on here. Every time I open up the white, oops, here goes the crusties. You know, I would think I would probably get, here we go. Hi Tracy, how are you? Hi Sandy, you are always right on it, girl. All right, so I just have it's like a 6x8 frame. It's a wood frame. Yep, it's 6x8. 6x8 on this side, but we're going to use this side. Hi, Lori. How are you? This is like 4 1/4 by 6 3/8 or something like that. I had to measure it for my little bunny picture. I love the little blue flowers so much that I have fabric that pretty much matches it. Hi, Karen from Houston. I've been there. So first what we're going to do is we're going to paint our surface with some folk art white chalk paint. It's getting a little thick. I have to add some distilled water. Never add tap water. You know, my tap water is full of calcium. I live in town, but it is full of calcium. My daughter lives in another town and hers is really, it's just yucky water. You'd think she has well water, but she doesn't. If you guys wouldn't mind sprinkling me out, I would appreciate it. Today I spent the day, part of the day in storage unit, still going through things. I found 2 boxes from my mom's. If you follow me, you know I brought stuff home from when she had her antique store. These boxes were full of glassware, like knickknacks, teacups, bowls, saucers, stuff like that. So what I do is when my mom, she's always got prices on things, but you take the eBay app and it has a little camera, and you take a picture of, you know, the piece, and it'll tell you if anybody else has got it for sale and how much they're selling it for. There is an array of things online that people sell things for. If you saw my post, my husband and I used to collect Hot Wheel cars, and then when Disney cars came out, I collected the Disney cars. So if you're interested, you could go pop over on my page, and I put a little video of all the cars that I found. I think there's a box missing though. And they were, hi Cheryl, hi Linda. These were from 2006 and 7. If that tells you how long ago. When I was working as an overnight stalker at Walmart before I became a manager. I was working the toy department. So I got a big old table set in my dining room just to bring in things up, seeing what I can sell. Hi Cheryl. Thank you for sprinkling. Okay, let's see if we can get the sides. Oop, this part. There we go. Let's dry this part before I pick it up. Whoa. I think I dropped my glue gun. It'll be all right. I brought home 2 boxes of pictures. Hi, Mary. How are you? So at some point, I'll scan them and put them all on a disc or something. Trying to declutter. Mary, sometimes I do. I'm actually thinking, has anybody heard of Whatnot? It's like a selling platform. I've been researching it for about 6 months now. And trying to decide whether I want to go over there and try to sell things. And I think I'm actually gonna... I had a busy day, Diane, but thank you. Brought home a truck and a car full from the storage unit. We're just slowly going through things. I got a huge pile of stuff to go to Goodwill. Because I had 3 of my grandchildren live with me, so my attic is full of little clothes and toys. You love Whatnot? Well, I'm thinking about selling over there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to. So, hi, Sissy. If you don't follow me, make sure you jump up there and follow me. I'm going to be putting a link on my page that will... I think if you buy, I'll be putting a link on my page so you'll know where my shop is. I think I'll list some things like, just list it by now, they call it buy nows. And then I'll be having some auctions. Yeah, it is a job. You just buy stuff. Well, I'm going to sell. I have so much stuff. You know, they ask you to pick a category, and I'm like, I got arts and crafts, I got antiques, I got clothes, I got quilt tops. I got a lot of stuff. At some point, my husband and I would like to downsize the house because all my craft stuff is upstairs. So my laundry is in the basement. And the steeps are very steep. I even have to walk down sideways because I live in an old house. So, let's try this again on the sides. I know sometimes you go through a box and you think, why did I even save that? I got all the grandkids and everybody told me what size they wear. So as I'm going through things, I set it off for them. If they don't want it, it's going to... I don't like taking to Goodwill. They sell it for so high. We have a new Mission Thrift here in town, and it's for... they do ministries here locally and afar. We just like the money to stay local, you know. We do have a few churches that have clothing shops. Oh, Mary Claire, hi, yeah, lots of stuff I didn't even know I had. So now we've got this dry. I'm not worried about the back right now. I think I either bought these at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Not real sure. One of those. I didn't even put my white paper down. That's why I'm getting paint all over my table. It'll be okay. I forgot my Mod Podge. Listen, you could go shopping in my attic. Literally. It is horrible. Okay. So what we're going to do is, here's my little bunny that we're going to Mod Podge down. Just on the bottom. Don't have to put a heavy layer because that'll make your paper. I printed that out on rice paper. Especially napkins, if you put too much Mod Podge, it'll make them tear really, really easy. Yes, I found that out the hard way. Make sure you get some everywhere, or else you'll have dry spots. There we go. I was looking for the glossiness of the wet. Yeah. Listen, I'm not bashful to say that when we had all the kids, you know, because we have 8 children all together, and when they were all small, and we first got custody of his children, I'm trying to look for my squeegee. I'm not bashful. We bought things at Goodwill. When I first became a manager, I went to Goodwill, found dress clothes. Thank you, Sissy. Hi, Rhonda. How are you? So I cut this to size right before I went live. I think you get all smooth. Oh, that's so cute. My craft corner by Yolanda. Hi. Let's dry this real quick. So then I have some fabric that kind of matches my bunny. It's a little bit darker blue, but it's okay. Set that aside. And this was, I had like 4 eggs. Thanks, Karen. It was a Dollar Tree, like, hanging sign, and I ripped the egg off to have a pattern. Got my invisible marker. Comes off with heat. And then I have some canvas duck cloth that I will, that's for the back. You can make them both the same if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna make the back canvas. I do like using canvas a lot. Oh, here's some. I separated all my pins the other day. I got the ones with the big long quilty ones. Then I have the real tiny ones, but they still have a ball, you know, up on top. And then the ones that when you push on them, they hurt your finger. All right, we're going to use the pinking shears. You know, the ones that have the little zigzag. Because we're going to stuff it, but we're not going to sew it. We're going to glue it. So I don't want anything to fray. So everybody have a good weekend. It was supposed to rain today, and it was so darn pretty. My granddaughter spent most of her day outside. She took her book out, was laying on the trampoline reading. She's on spring break, so every day I get, can I stay another day? Can I stay another day? Her mom's got to come to town on Wednesday, so I said, you can stay till Wednesday, then you got to go home. Grandma needs a couple days. All right, we just have the canvas and the material for the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue a little bit, and then we're going to stuff a little bit. I buy pillows because it's the same stuff inside the pillows that we have, you know, the polyfill, and it's much, much cheaper. I just buy like the $5 or $6 pillows at Walmart, and you're golden. All right. Got kind of hot in here today. I turned my fans on. So I'm going about 1/8 of an inch from the side of it. Now, if you were doing this, you could, I sewed some of these. I made some for like bowl fillers and I sewed them. Hi, Deborah. But you could sew it on the outside so you don't have to flip anything. I think it felt like it got hard a little bit. Yep. I tried to do too much of an area. There we go. It'll just pop loose on you if you try to do too big of an area. So we'll get it fixed. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, right there. I have never, I've watched Grey's Anatomy like in shorts and stuff on TV, but I've never sat and watched the series. So I started watching season 1. They looked so young back then. I don't know why I never sat down to watch it. Ouch. I did find a piece of Fenton glass, which is actually, Fenton's not too far from me. Flip that fan on. It's a little warm in here. So now we're just going to stuff. So I'll stuff a little bit, glue a little bit, because we're not going to have a opening, you know, where we flip. We're just gluing it straight. The only thing is you usually get stuffing on your tip of your glue gun tool. Just kind of push it down in there. And then we'll keep gluing and keep stuffing. I thought I just would pin or glue this out on the front of the sign. Hi, Sharon. Like down in here, I'll just glue the egg. Give it some dimension. Saturday, I was live on YouTube with a few other people in a collaboration. So that was fun. Going live on YouTube's a bit weird. My hubby already had to kick somebody out. They hadn't been real bad yet, but they were going that way. And he's like, boop, you're out. So I want to stuff this as much as I can, but you don't want to get it overstuffed, or else you'll never. So what I do is I kind of push it away from where I have to sew or glue, and then I'll squish it back around so it'll fill in nice. And sometimes your stuffing, you'll get caught in the seam. Just trim it off. Oh, I found a little hole. I think that one glued too much. Oh, found another little hole. Just finding holes everywhere. There we go. And then I just kind of squish it around. Use a spatula. Yeah, I usually have some skewers that I stick in there, but it's all good. So it's about just a little bit high. I'm going to put my top coat on first of my Mod Podge on my print. You always want to put a sealer on it. I'm thinking what I could do to the edges. I suppose I could paint them the blue color. I guess I better think about that before I see if I have what trim I have. Sometimes ideas don't come to me. Hi, Pamela. until I'm actually doing the project. If I get stuff out that I might need, I got half my, thank you, Diane. I've got out half my craft room. Most things are accessible to me. I think I did put my napkins in the other room though. I do like rice paper better than napkins because they tear so easy. Hey Maureen, how are you? Just making a bunny. So we were talking about Whatnot a while ago. So if you're on Whatnot, I'm going to start selling stuff over there. Let's see what kind of trim we have. I've been moving things around my room. I had stuff down low and I brought a couple shelves. Ooh. That would be all kinds of different blues. I kind of like that. That wasn't hard at all. Thank you, I do too. Oh yes, this is one of those ones that likes to fray everywhere. So I have what you call fray check. And it kind of helps stiffen it up because some of these more intricate trims like to come undone. Because, you know, they're woven together. So I'll try to trim it back as far as I can. And then you put this on there, and then it's not a super glue, but it's not a fabric stiffener, but you'd almost think it gets that way. So then you just put some on the end. Then I usually dry it because I don't have time to leave it just sit. I have found in the past it will discolor, thank you Maureen, some light colors because you are putting a different liquid in and a chemical on it. It turned this one just a dark blue, which the trim is already dark blue. So see another. And then you also can, my other try is just to put a tiny bit of glue on it and just stick it together. So you can see it's a little bit dark up there. I just want it to stay put. That's all. Just stay put. So I'm going to start down here because this is where we're going to put our egg. And that'll work out perfect. I was going to paint it, but then I thought of this trim. I'm like, yay. You like all blues? Yeah, blue was my dad's favorite color too. I like, well, growing as a teen, pink and black was my favorite color. You know, went to school in the 80s. And then, of course, you know, we had the neon color come through with the leg warmers and all that good stuff. Now, let's see, how do I want to turn the corner? This is kind of stiff. Ooh, that'll work. This one kind of just bends around the corner. Get my little spatula out here, that's better. So you see how it just kind of bent around the corner, real nice. But I like all colors now. Used to, I hated orange and green. But I like them now. I only like orange in the fall though. I like darker greens, like moss green, army green. Not quite an army green. Listen, my first husband was in the Air Force, and I saw and washed enough of that green to last me a lifetime. I used to not like gold colored things, but I will use it a little bit. I cannot believe it's middle of April already. But you see, New York had snow. I'm like, oh my gosh. At least it's been nice. It's been spring-like temperatures lately. We're supposed to get some rain this week. We didn't get it today. We might get some tomorrow, might not. I like how that just turns around the corner there. You like silver? It depends on what it is. My tastes have changed over the years. But I do like most of my jewelry, like my real good necklace here, it's in white gold. Now my favorite stone, thunderstorms tonight, yuck. Mary, what'd you go ahead and do that for? My favorite stone is not a diamond. You know, they always say girl's favorite is a diamond. I like sapphires. And I'm obsessed with red, white, and blue. I mean, yeah, I know it's for America, but I've had, my living room has been, you like gold, has been Americana for 20, 30, 35 years. That long. So it's easier to put the fray check on before you cut it. So I'm going to try that this time. And then you want to cut it down the middle so that way your piece for the next one will be hopefully not fray. Yeah, but I have an Americana living room now. Oh, wow. That's getting warm. I like about 70, 75. I'd be happy. My husband used to want to move to Arizona, and I'm like, sorry. But it's a dry heat. I don't care. Something about that 110 degrees. Where's my little scissors? Here we go. So when you have these more intricate trims, it's easier to cut with little scissors. How long have you and Flo been married? 21 years. We just had our 21st anniversary a couple weeks ago. go. So now we'll glue that part down. It is, that's too hot. Oh, oh, Cheryl, you can have all that heat and mugginess and humidity down there. I've been to Louisiana once and it was so hot. It was in July. So I probably went right in the middle of the hottest season. Or was it in September? I don't know. It was hot. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that just to make sure it doesn't fray. And then I'm just going to glue my egg right there. Don't ask me why I thought of that. I'm just like, give it a little dimension. Thank you. We had a running joke with everybody that knew us. It's funny, but it's not funny. So Floyd and I have both been married 3 times. 3rd time's a charm. And thank you, sissy. So I was married the first time for 5 years. And I was married the 2nd time for 10 years. So when we got married, it was a running joke that Floyd was only good for 15. You know, 5, 10, 15. So when 15 came around, they're like, they're getting a divorce. We're like, I don't want to get married again, so I guess I'll keep you around. But that was a running joke with our friends for many, many years. So I'm just going to hold this down and make sure that it's good and stuck. We still got about 15 minutes. Make sure I got as much stuff as stuck on there as possible. I have another one of these. I was going to make something and hinge them together, but then I couldn't find anything I wanted to match. This will probably be my last Easter project. Easter's in a week, less than a week. You think that's funny? We did. We laugh about it. We have a twisted sense of humor, though. Go. Not cute. They could just set. Make sure I glued the egg far enough up that you could just set it. We could put a hanger on it. I don't know. What do you think? A hanger or just have it set? It actually sets pretty good. You've been divorced for 26. Listen, if I get divorced again, I'm not getting remarried. I am quite content by myself. Thanks, Diane. I don't know. I think I should just... Should we put a hanger on it? Thanks, Mary. Got glue all over my hands. Thank you, Michelle. Let's see here. Hanger or no hanger? I could put a ribbon hanger on it. Oh, la-di-da-di-da. I could just put a jute hanger on it. Or, oh, I probably have some blue ribbon. Like thin ribbon. Maybe. Have gimp trim, but I don't want that. Nope, nope, nope. Get in there. I don't have any blue in there. Let's see here. go. Some of that ribbon that I sold, I still have. I kept some for me. That would be cute. That'd have been cute on around the side. Cute as a sitter. Put a little hanger on there. I don't know, I kind of do like it as a sitter. But I would probably put more of a ribbon than a jute on it. Or you could always put one down, put one on there and then just fold it down if you didn't want to hang it. What else I got in here? I got some bright blue skinny satin ribbon. Listen, I got ribbon of all sizes coming out my ears. I got white satin ribbon. That's my satin stash. See if oh, this one's brand new even. You like the ribbon too. I think I'm gonna put it on there and then you can just tape it down if you just want to have it sit. Where, oh see, I've rearranged my room and I don't know where anything's at. So if you don't know, when you cut satin ribbon, you want to fringe, just run a lighter across the ends because it will come undone. Doesn't have to catch it on fire. Just the heat will just singe that right up. So we don't need that one. Sissy says, yeah. So we'll make it for both. You can have it as a hanger or you can have it as a sitter. I think I cut it a little too long. Yep. Always want to make sure if you're going to use a ribbon that you don't get it all twisted up. Not going to tug on it because it's still drying. That's cute. Little blue ribbon. Ooh, I pulled on it. Don't do that. I do like to glue it all the way up to the top because sometimes if you don't, the tension will pull it off of your project. So when I have things that are a trim piece, you know, where you won't be, hello, be so creative. I usually just take a clear spray and just lightly go over it. You know, this is already sealed. It's got Mod Podge on it. But, you know, I don't put Mod Podge on that because all that stuff will get down in the nooks and crannies. And sometimes it doesn't, you know, won't dry right. And then you've got some ooey gooeys. There's our project. Anybody have any questions for me? Anything. Doesn't have to be about tonight. We're done a few minutes early. I do have, hi Cindy, how are you? So make sure you watch my page. I will be putting a link to my whatnot when I get it up and going. So the way they do things over there, they kind of do, you can just do like buy nows and you just post it, like, you know, on Marketplace or something. Or you can have live sales, like we're used to the 30 market sale that we just got done completed. I think there was a couple left, Yolanda. Let me write myself a note. I'll look. Because I still have it all on a tote. Music sheets. I think I still have, I sold the 2 that I made for that sale, but some of the music sheets like had a page missing, or it was torn. Most of them were page missings. So what I did was I just put a bunch of things in an envelope and put a price on it. So, because a lot of people will use the music for crafting, you know, they're not going to play the piano. So those were, of course, oh, you're welcome. Snatched right up. In fact, the same girl bought both bundles. So, but I still have some of the skinny ribbon left. Thank you, Sissy. I still have some of the Saturday Night Post. All what I unboxed today was all glassware. So, you know, usually that's not a crafter, but a collector. So I'll probably sell that on Whatnot. My mom had some very strange pieces. She had one Heisey, if you know what Heisey glass is. I found a piece of that today. I found a piece of Fenton glass. Some blue ball canning jars. Those didn't have the zinc lids on. I think I already snatched all the zinc lids. They do make replicas, but, you know, original is nice. What else? Oh, salt and pepper shakers. They were this cute little couple. They were really cute. Some tea cups and some saucers. Yeah, so my mom has so much stuff still left. She's been retired for 7 years, and she's done a yard sale, but she's 78. I mean, she still gets around great, but she can't lift things, and I'm here, and she's in Illinois. So she said, just take it home and sell it. I said, hi, Busby. I go, you know, if I sell it, what they're going to do with it? She says, don't tell me. Just don't tell me. And I said, okay, I won't. Most of the books, I haven't decided what ones I want to keep. I have a lot of old books downstairs. I have a few up here. I just put a stack of them up here, actually for a riser. But some of these, like this one, I think this is the one that the spline is unglued. Oh, maybe not. Nope, it's still glued. I have one that the spline is unglued. I know I have one downstairs that is all the way back to 1879. This one is, 1837. Yeah, sell it, girl. My mom started me on carnival glass and glassware, the herringbone and iris from the Jeanette Glass Company from Pennsylvania. My name's Jeanette. So I won't sell it. But yeah, this book, well, we have an 1837 and an 1852. Either way, it's old. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of little books. Wildfire. I think this is the one the spline's broken. Yep. You know, torn page there. But they're so old. I wouldn't want to tear these apart. But make sure you join Craft Around the Clock if you're not part of it. The link is in my description. Thank you, Melissa. And follow me for future notifications of when I go live, and for anything for some future platforms where I'll be selling things. Even if you don't want to buy, just come over and look and say hi. But make sure that you refresh your screen if you are in Craft Around the Clock. If not, the next presenter will be up in just a moment. So you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll be live Friday for our fun day on Friday where we're using clay pots. So hope to see you then. Talk to you later. Good night.